Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic to have you here as ever as we jump into an exciting little project which is going to be making ourselves a bronze dagger out of this here chunk of bronze. Thank you for joining us. Before we jump in, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, which is Audible. It is the audiobook listening platform with all the books imaginable for you to listen to while it is that you're commuting to and from work, while it is that you're working, or while you're simply out for a walk. I absolutely love Audible. It's a fantastic way to absorb information or absorb a great story, and Audible is going to be giving you a free trial that includes 1 free audiobook, 2 free Audible originals from a curated list, and 1 month of their membership for free if you go to audible.com/forge or text FORGE to 500-500. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring the video. Thank you guys for being here. This is a piece of bronze that actually made its way into Will's power hammer. You might well remember this machine here. This is Will's 150-pound Fairbanks mechanical hammer. It's still in pieces, but Will is making very good progress on eventually getting this thing running. If you're following Will on Instagram, you will have seen him build this with Jason from Fireball Tools. This is a guide for his ram, and the bronze in this came out of the same bar that this piece of bronze is from. This is, I imagine, some sort of kind of bearing bronze, and it's designed to have a very small amount of friction, so you use it in wear plates, because it, it's got a pretty good kind of lubricitous nature to it. Apparently, it's also very difficult to machine, and it's actually pretty tough and hard stuff. So hopefully this will make an interesting little bronze dagger. And we're going to be taking a little bit of inspiration from the Greeks on this project as we make it into a little bit of a Xiphos shape. So it's into the fire we go. Let's try not to melt it. Melting temperature of bronze is about 1700 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've turned the forge down so it's a little bit cooler. So hopefully we don't go making ourselves a Xiphos puddle, otherwise known as Greek soup. The forge right now is about, I don't know, 1500 degrees or so. Oh boy, 1600 degrees. That's not good. I think I need to drop the temperature some more. So that piece of bronze is looking pretty hot. It's at about a dull orange right now, maybe 1500 degrees. So I might have forged some bronze in the past, I'm not entirely sure. I've forged copper in the past, like dull orange is about where you start, so that's my plan with this. I'm expecting it is gonna be softer than steel, but I'm worried that it might crumble and fall apart. We're gonna start with the hand hammer on the anvil, start hand forging in a taper, just to get a feel for how this material moves. Okay, it looks gorgeous. Oh, look at that! That's like butter. Wow! The noise it makes is fascinating. It's got this really deep thud to it at this temperature that is just glorious. That's crazy. You see at the end, it's fish-mouthed. Fish-mouthing is when you're working on a very large piece of material with only, like a hand hammer or an underpowered power hammer. The end of the material typically folds over, forming the profile of fish mouth. You can really see it if you look at it like that. It's obviously not good for the structural integrity of it, but we're gonna be able to nip that off just fine. So here's something really interesting. You'll see there's a little piece of iron scale, steel forge scale, embedded into the bronze. Obviously that's not good. We're gonna have to either pick that out or grind it out. So I now want to start forging down some of the material behind that point. So as this stands right now, we have the rough shape of this piece forged in. You see, the Xiphos has this beautiful long slender taper towards the tip, but also a long taper back towards where the guard area is. And mine's all looking pretty rough. Now we have a lot of forging to do after we get this shape further dialed in. We need to put a ridge down the middle of this blade. Now that ridge is gonna give this blade some extra stiffness and strength. It's gonna be a very complex forging and eventually grinding operation to do, but I wanna make sure that I have the blade profile squared away before I even try it. The material forges amazingly. That's really good. Like, this is that's a joy to forge. You want to give it a go? Is this your first time forging bronze?
Successfully, yes.
The little iThmfx dagger is certainly taking shape as we have our nice slender point, the little slender taper coming back here. We are missing one thing. Now, I didn't make mention of this when I was talking about my next steps, but I need to forge out our guard lugs. Now, this isn't going to have a guard attached to it. The guard is going to be forged from it. The way that we're going to do this, you have seen me do this before. If you ever remember that Liam Hoffman collaboration that I did a couple of years ago, I made that Egyptian khopesh. I forged out the guard for that in the same way as we're going to do right now. The workpiece is going to be going inside of the jaws of the leg vise. With the support from either side of the jaws, we're going to be using these jaws as an anvil, bringing the material from up here, down, and out, using fullers. That's the next step. Hopefully it goes well. Uh-oh, I think I got that a little... Oh no, I definitely got... What? That's not good. Look at that. It just fell apart. And look at the grain on it. It's like seriously large chunks of sand. That's foreboding for what the rest of this material looks like. It's hot, so we're gonna take the heat, but that's not good. Have a look at that. That is one of the chunks that fell off when it got too hot. It's just mind-blowing. That is absolutely beautiful, but also very worrying. Okay, I've got those lugs forged out a pretty good deal. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, onto shaping the handle itself. I'm gonna come onto the horn, come in here with the round side of the hammer. What I'm now gonna do, so that we can hopefully avoid needing to use this cracked material and burnt material here on the end, is we're gonna taper this down and create a tapered tang that'll flare out material a little before this. We got ourselves a pretty cool looking shape here. We've got some guard lugs. What we don't have are forged down bevels or that groove. We're now gonna try and forge those in, probably using a mixture of the Little Giant Power Hammer and the Anyang 165. So let's see if we can try and avoid making a mess out of this. Heat wasn't super productive. You can see a little bit of what has been happening. Hopefully I can improve upon that. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. It looks like two cracks might have just opened up. That's really worrying to me. I think I might have been hitting it a little cold. Not easy. Looks like a mess. That's a much more promising heat. look like a little Zyphos dagger. Holy moly. With a little more forging time, and then a lot more grinding, we're gonna have a good looking Zyphos dagger. That was a ton of fun. Forging bronze, interesting. It is soft, it is gooey, but I am having a blast. Provided what we thought were cracks are not cracks, this should go well. And I cannot wait to catch you on the next episode as we round out this fun video of forging this bronze dagger. Let's thank today's sponsor, which has been Audible. So as I said at the beginning of the video, Audible is an audiobook listening platform that I absolutely love. You can listen to audiobooks on your computer, but of course, most of the time you're gonna be listening to them on your phone, and they have apps for iOS and Android that make it extremely easy to play audio books. One of my favorite things about Audible is that you don't have to physically buy the book. When you have an Audible membership, each month you get credit towards one book, and you can purchase credits at a price that is really phenomenal if you buy enough of them. Here's a top trick. I buy 24 Audible credits at a time, and it means that I can listen to books for like less than 10 bucks a book. It's phenomenal. I don't know if they want me telling you what a great deal it is when you buy those credits. It really is spectacular just how inexpensive it is to listen to audiobooks. I'm a big fan of Audible. I'm a big fan of consuming content while it is that I'm doing other things. And if you want to be able to listen to audiobooks while it is that you're commuting to and from work, or if you want to enjoy an audiobook while it is that you're enjoying this spring weather that is slowly becoming some pretty beautiful and hot summer weather, make sure you go to audible.com/forge or text forge to 500-500 so that you can get yourself 1 month of Audible for free, as well as a free audiobook and 2 free Audible originals from a curated list. Once you do hit that list, you're going to need to get yourself a book to listen to. My recommendation today is The Terminal List by Jack Carr, former Navy SEAL, and a phenomenal book. It's a great thriller. I read it about a year or so ago. I absolutely loved it. Comes highly recommended from me. Enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you Audible for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys for coming along with this journey. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.